Hello everyone. Today let's discuss on the topic general characteristics and thallus organization in algae. Can you identify these images? These are green organisms which are found occupying a number of aquatic bodies. Could be fresh waters or marine seas. And we call them as algae. So how do you define algae? These are a group of unicellular or multicellular eukaryotic organisms which occur in aquatic bodies, which are photosynthetic, autotrophic in nature, and whose plant body cannot be differentiated into root, stem, or leaves. Hence, such a plant body is called as a thallus, or collectively they're called as thallophiles. The study of algae is called as phycology or algology. There are more than 30,000 species of algae which are widely distributed. It is very important to know the difference between a habit and a habitat. The external morphology, the structure of the plant body is called as the habit, while a habitat refers to the place where an organism dwells. These algae occupy different habitats. They range in their size from most simplest to the complex organisms. They range in their physiology, biochemistry, and reproduction. Let us look into the distinguishing features of algae. As already mentioned earlier, they are photosynthetic. They are chlorophyllous, bearing the pigments chlorophyll along with the other accessory pigments. They have a thalloid structure. They may range from the most simplest unicellular to the multicellular plant body. They are prokaryotic, as we see in case of the blue-green algae. While they could be multicellular, they could be eukaryotic in the higher algal forms. The sex organs are generally naked and not covered or protected by jacket cells. After the fertilization or fusion of the gametes, the zygote is formed, but there is no embryo development like what we see in the higher plants. They show distinct alternation of generations in the life cycle. The algae are widely distributed throughout the world and occupy various habitats. Being aquatic, they are found in fresh waters such as lakes, rivers, pools, ditches, puddles, etc. The best example of freshwater algae are Spirogyra, Chlamydomonas, Volvox, Edogonium. While the marine algae are restricted, or they are found in deep oceans, in seas. Example, Sargassum, Polysiphonia, Laminaria, etc. Irrespective of the water body they are found, the algae could either be free floating or they could be attached. They could float on the free surface of the water body and hence are called as phytoplanktons or water blooms. While the algae which are found attached are referred to as the benthons. The algae occupy different habitats. They could be seen growing as epiphytes on other living plants, such as Coleochaetae nitelarum, found to occupy or grow upon Cara or Nitella. Epizoophytes which are found to grow upon another aquatic animals. Example, cladophora growing upon turtles, while the endozoophytes are algae which are found growing inside the body of animals. Example, zoochlorella. Some of the algae are also terrestrial in habitat. Adapophytes are algae which are found to grow either on or inside the soil. If they are found growing upon soil, they are called sapophytes, while if they are found growing inside the soil, it is called cryptophytes. Aerophytes are algae which can occupy or they are found to grow on the tree trunks or on rocks, while cryophytes are algae which are found to occupy the snowy regions. Some of the algae are known to form association with other plant groups. For example, lichens. Algae in combination with fungi together form lichens. Some of the algae are found to grow as parasites on other plants or animals. The thermophytic algae are found to grow in hot springs. Let us look into the wide range of thallus organization in algae, ranging from unicellular forms to the multicellular forms. The unicellular forms are those algae which are single-celled, which could either be motile or non-motile. They are found in all groups of algae except Charophyceae and Phaeophyceae. Under motile unicellular forms, there is the rhizopodial type and the flagellates. The rhizopodial forms of algae possess cytoplasmic projections which help in their amoeboid movement. They lack a rigid cell wall. While flagellates are those algae which possess flagella for locomotion. The number of flagella, the position of flagella, the size of the flagella may vary from one species to the other. It may also vary within different stages of reproduction. The non-motile forms include those members of algae which do not possess locomotory structures. They could be rounded, as in chlorella, or they could be spiral or coiled, as in case of spirulina. These are single-celled algae. Moving on to the multicellular forms, also which is of different types. Let's look at the colonial multicellular algae. The colonial algae comprises a colony of cells. A colony comprising of hundreds of cells which are interlinked or connected to each other by means of cytoplasmic connections. A colony could be motile or non-motile. A simple example of a motile colony is that of volvox, while a non-motile colony could be that of hydrodictyon. A colony is otherwise called as a synobium, which has a definite size, shape, and arrangement of cells. A palmaloid colony is irregular in shape, where the cells are enclosed within a common gelatinous mass. This could be a temporary feature in some algae, for example, Chlamydomonas, or it could be a permanent feature, like in case of Tetraspora. A dendroid colony comprises of cells within a colony which appear finger-shaped and branched. while a rhizopodial colony comprises of cells within a colony which are connected to each other through rhizopodia. Moving on to the filamentous multicellular forms, the cells may undergo repeated divisions to form a long filament where the cells are arranged one above the other. Filament could be branched or unbranched. The best examples of unbranched filaments are Edogonium, Spirogyra, Eulothrix. These unbranched filaments may sometimes appear together in colonies, as in case of nostoc or oscillatoria. Branched filaments. Here the filaments show branching, which may occur from different parts of the filament. Branching may be of two types, a false branch and a true branch. A typical example of a false branch is that of cytonema, where the branching arises from the filament consisting of either a dead cell or a necredial cell or a heterocyst. A true branching arises as lateral outgrowths, where the branching may arise either from the basal cell or it may differentiate into a heterotrichous system of branching with a basal prostrate and an erect system of branching. An example of a simple branched filament is that of cladophora, while Ectocarpus shows heterotrichous branching. When many filaments bind together along with their branches, they form a parenchymatous structure, which appears parenchymatous in nature. Such a pseudo-parenchymatous thallus, which is formed by the branches of filaments, single filament, is called as a uniaxial pseudo-parenchymatous thallus, as seen in Batrachospermia. If the branches of more than one filament are involved, it is said to be multi-axial filaments. The best example is polysiphonia. The word poly, many, and siphonia comes from siphons. So many filaments put together involved in thallus formation is said to be multi-axial. This is an outline of the multicellular forms of the filamentous type of algae. Among the multicellular forms, we also see siphonaceous forms where the thallus is branched, aseptate, without cross walls, and cenocytic in nature. Example, Wacheria. While in the parenchymatous forms, the thallus is unbranched, flattened leaf-like, and it is formed by the division of cells in more than two planes. Example, Algae. So these were the general characteristics and thallus organization in algae. Thank you.